Y'all, Vale is a hot mess, okay? I'm sure y'all probably have already heard this by now because I am a couple days late, but Vale straight pulled up on Wendy at a 4th of July party that I guess was hosted. Okay, don't quote me on this, okay? Because I seen like conflicting statements, but I want to say it was like FaZe Rug's party, which y'all, I'm gonna be so for with you guys. I feel like I always get that whole like FaZe clan very confused because I just feel like there's just too many of them, and I really only know FaZe Rug. So in my head, I'm like, it was FaZe Rug's party, okay? Also, too, by the way, like I'm so like, okay, maybe I probably should have done my research on this before because I actually like on my food and travel channel, which I've completely abandoned that channel. But anyways, I did a review of like the FaZe clan like sandwich shop or whatever. And I want to say I feel like FaZe Rug is like the founding member. Please correct me on that if I'm wrong. But anyways, it doesn't even matter whose party was that, okay? It was a 4th of July party, and I guess that Vale felt like, didn't like, she had the audacity to roll up on Wendy, I guess, because apparently Wendy had called her a deadbeat mom before, which I gotta keep it with you guys, and I'm not even trying to be shady, okay? I feel like this whole new younger generation lacks accountability. I really feel like they can't keep it real within themselves to just say like, hey, like you're not the best mom, because I am not even trying to be mean, hurtful, shady, or rude when I say that Vale is a bad mom. Like she really is. Like she's literally abandoned her kids. Her baby daddy is like taking care of both of her kids. So for somebody to call her a deadbeat mom, it's kind of like, girl, that's just the truth. Do you know what I'm saying? And here's my whole reasoning for saying this. And I guess like maybe just because I hold myself accountable in every type of way. Like when I make a mistake or if I say something wrong, like I'll be the first one to be like, oh, shouldn't have said that, shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I am this way. Like I always call myself a procrastinator, unreliable, lazy. Like, yo, I call myself out all the damn time. I'm sure you guys hear me say it in all my videos. Like, I'll be like, well, I'm a little bit dumb. I am a high school dropout. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very self-aware of all of my flaws in life. I don't understand what it is with this new generation because Vale specifically, it's like, homegirl, you know that you're a deadbeat mom. So somebody calling you a deadbeat mom, that should register in your head as far as like, oh, you know what? Damn, like everybody's noticing I'm a deadbeat mom. Maybe I really am. And that's the truth of the matter is that she is a deadbeat mom. Like, I just don't get it. This is what I say about like Brianna Olsen. You know what I'm saying? Like, people call her a deadbeat mom all the time. And she'd be reading those comments and she's just kind of like, well, she doesn't get like all crazy with it because I think that she knows deep down inside, like, yeah, she really is not the best mom over here. Obviously, she never would have gotten to this, specific situation to where 2K is having primary custody over their son. Do you know what I'm saying? So this is where I'm like, the fact that Vale is gonna go and get her panties in a bunch and get so offended of Wendy calling her a deadbeat mom, it's just kind of like, okay. I do have to say this though. I guess apparently their beef did start because I guess Brianna Olsen had made some comments before about Wendy, but you guys already know that Brianna Olsen is like, I feel like she is like a clout demon. Like she's just out there looking for clout any chance that she gets. She's looking for beef with anybody that she can, get beef with because obviously she knows that pulls in the money, like that brings up her viewers. And obviously, you need that obviously to get a steady income. So I really do feel like I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If I was like in this space of like all these live streamers and things like this and TikTokers, like if Brianna Olsen was like throwing shade at me, like I literally wouldn't even care because I'm like, okay, like she's trying to get a reaction. Do you know what I'm saying? And let me tell you this: I've said it before with Brianna Olsen. I feel like she is really like strategic with who she tries to beef with. She always tries to beef with somebody who is more popular than her, which obviously is going to get her more views and more attention. So I think it's kind of funny when people who are more popular even like give her attention because it's kind of like that's what she wants. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I guess that's how it all started before because I guess Brianna was talking crap about Wendy and Brianna was talking crap about Wendy while she was besties with Vale. So I guess Vale is kind of like guilty by association because you guys are going to go see from some of the like starting clips of this that Wendy was like saying like, oh, Brianna said this, Brianna said that. And Vale's like, yeah, but you called me a deadbeat mom. And Vale's saying like, okay, like what was my part in it? I didn't say anything about you, which I do have to say from what I have seen, that does seem to be true. I actually did make a video before to where Brianna was beefing with Wendy and she was, throwing some shade at her and whatnot. But yeah, I do have to say this. One, okay, look, this is a perfect scenario of two things can be true at the same time. Okay, one, Vale is a deadbeat mom, but two, I do feel like Wendy's over here bringing up like, oh, well, Brianna said this, Brianna said that. It's kind of like, well, your beef right now with Vale, then like Vale rolled up on you. Do you know what I'm saying? Which I do have to say this too, okay? I really do feel that Vale, okay, I feel like I'm sounding shady, okay? But I'm really not trying to sound shady. I feel like Vale doesn't really have anything entertaining like about her life, so I feel like she has to beef with people to stay entertaining. I do have to say somebody like Brianna Olsen, for example, it's kind of like when you watch her, at least she's funny. Do you know what I'm saying? Like she'd be cracking all types of jokes and like she's doing things, going places. And I feel like with Vale, I'm just kind of like, okay, girl, you only get views when you're beefing with people. Yes, obviously Brianna Olsen, that's when she gets her views up big time, is when she's beefing with people. But even on her regular day streams to where she's not beefing with people or having an online feud, she's actually entertaining, she's actually funny. Do you know what I'm saying? And on top of that too, they're always traveling and going different places, obviously, for content. So I kind of like get why people watch Brianna Olsen, but I'm just keeping it real. I feel like with Vale, I feel like in the back of her mind, she knows that she has to beef with people, obviously, to like, you know, stay relevant and get some views. I do have to say though, like, damn, like this, like I said, back to what I said earlier, okay, I feel like this whole new younger generation, they need to have some like accountability. Like she needs to go ahead and keep it real with herself and realize that people are going to call you a deadbeat mom because at the end of the day, you like literally ditched your kids. Do you know what I mean? Like you're over here just living your life, not really ever visiting your kids. You have two of them and just completely ran off. And to me, that's kind of the definition of a deadbeat parent. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm like, it's so crazy to me because like, y'all, I'm gonna keep it so real with you guys, okay? Because I'm just a self-aware ass bitch. Like, when I was first starting up on the internet, and mind you, I was like 300 pounds then, I was like super, super big. Like, everybody's most thing that they could ever say about me was like, oh, you're fat and bald. And I'm like, yeah, okay, like I know that. Do you know what I mean? Like I would never get bothered by that because I know, like I know those are my flaws. I know I'm fat, I know I'm bald. Like, can you come up with something original? Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's never going to hurt my feelings because I'm self-aware and I know I'm fat and bald. And I'm just kind of like with Vale, it's like, girl, you should know that you're a deadbeat mom. I do have to say one other thing though too, okay? Because like getting into, you know, all these like TikTokers and things, it's so crazy to me that Wendy is so popular because I gotta keep it real, okay? You guys know that I did make one video talking about her beef with Brianna Olsen, and then I did make another video about her with like DDG, right? Well, she was in like Japan and things like that. So I've tried to watch some more of her content, and I'm just like throwing this out there because y'all know, you know, we be having a conversation, we be having a banter over here. Do you guys like Wendy? Because I've tried to watch her content and I don't get the hype. I don't understand why she's so popular and why does she get so many views? Because to me, okay, maybe it's just because y'all see how I am. I'm a very over the top person. I'm a very loud person. Like I joke around a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I have a lot of energy, okay? And y'all know that I'm like an extrovert. So whenever I watch Wendy's content, I'm like, holy shit, she has to be the most boring streamer that I've ever seen. Like probably like the most boring content creator that I've ever seen. So I'm not like getting the hype, and I'm just kind of like, it's so crazy because one of my homegirls, Cynthia, I'm talking about you, she loves Wendy. She always be watching her vlogs, and I'm just kind of like, okay, let me see if I could get like, you know, behind it and see why. And I'm like, no, I just can't. Like, I'm not understanding why she pulls in those numbers because I'm like, damn, like, she's kind of boring to me. And I just feel like I am not being shady, okay? I'm just like stating facts here. She's just kind of dry. Like, she's kind of bland. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just kind of like, I wonder what the whole, like, you know, lore is behind her and why, like, everyone's so obsessed with her. Because I'm like, she's kind of boring. I'm sorry. I'm like, once again, I am not trying to be shady. I'm just saying, like, you know, obviously some people don't like my content. It is what it is. I looked at hers and I'm just like, whoa, like, I'm a little bored here. Anyways, y'all, I do want to go ahead and start this off by playing a clip, which I may have to, like, clip it up a bit because obviously there's a lot of cussing because they're about to throw it down. But this is when like Vale pulls up to Wendy to like confront her and tell her some things. But do keep in mind though, because I am so curious of your guys' opinion on this, when Vale says like, I wasn't even saying anything about you, but then Wendy goes to Brianna Olsen. Because I do have to say this, okay? If I was with friends with somebody and they were like beefing, you know, with somebody else, and I kept my mouth shut about it, you know, because I'm like, oh, well, like in my head we're cool, and then you start bashing me, then it's kind of like, okay, well then I'm gonna bash you. Do you know what I'm saying? So I do have to say this is where like Wendy, in my opinion, I'm kind of like, well, girl, you're over here bringing up Brianna, but this is between you and Vale. Like, I'm curious on your guys' thoughts and opinions about that. Check out this clip.
I'm talking about any.
I'm not gonna touch you, but I just want to address like you calling me a deadbeat.
We're trying.
And then what did you call her?
I just want you
Okay,
to-
what did you call
She said it
her?
to me first, though. I didn't say.
Okay,
anything
when was
to her.
this? Months ago?
It doesn't matter. She's talking about my character, which she doesn't know my situation.
And what did you call her?
After she called me something, she addressed me first. She called me a deadbeat mom. A real deadbeat mom is that Vale.
Okay, you and Brie Olsen have been talking shit about me for the past
Okay,
like,
but
6
who
months.
said something first?
Who said something
You did.
first?
You did. I didn't
You
say
and your
anything.
friend Brie Olsen
I didn't
have
say
been
anything.
talking
I didn't say anything about you until you called me a deadbeat mom. That's what I said.
No, this whole thing started was because you and Brie Olsen, you guys, your little friend, have been talking shit about
No,
me.
you
What
said-
are you gonna do? Why are
No, you
taking
put your
phone?
purse down.
Well, I can put my purse down.
Okay, well I could put my phone.
All right,
Okay,
this
then
is where
don't
we
have
end this
it, weirdo. I
conversation.
I'm gonna say sorry.
What am I gonna?
calling me
Okay,
a
you
deadbeat
okay?
mom.
If
I'm
you,
gonna say sorry.
okay, look, don't. What the? Get the out of here. What are you doing? You're weird as You're weird as bitch, you're weird. Get the out of here. You're weird. Weird as yeah, get the out of here. You weird ass. That's why you didn't touch her. What was that? That's the weird ass. Wendy just, she didn't hit you. She didn't hit you.
La niña.
You touch her. You touch her, bitch. You touch my sister again. Touch my sister again. You. Hold on.
Oblivion, bro. Johnny, bro.
Call the police on her. You touched my sister.
There y'all saw from right there, Vale straight pulled up to Wendy and her sister. I don't know. I have to say, I feel like this was obviously kind of like calculated, and obviously being that she knew that it was going to be live streamed, like all of these fools are live streaming, which, damn, me and my homegirl were talking the other day and we were like, thank God, like social media wasn't a thing when we were growing up, because damn, like just to see how messy things are, do you know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa, like, y'all, luckily we grew up without that, because I really do feel like, oh shit, woo, I would have been canceled before cancellation was a thing. No, I'm just playing. Like, I really never even got into fights like that. Like, I probably only been like 3 fights in my whole entire life, so that's not saying much. But my homegirls, on the other hand, damn, oh my gosh, y'all, if I was live streaming that, oh my gosh, I feel like it probably would have been way more messy than this. Anyways, you guys see that she rolls up right there, which I do have to say, look, I guess she started off like, you know, like, hey, I'm not gonna like hit you or anything or put my hands on you, but then obviously things got escalated from there. But this is where I gotta say, like, girl, like, I get it. Look, I could always have props for somebody who's trying to like confront somebody and like obviously, you know, address their you know, beef with somebody and try to like squash it or whatever. I could appreciate that. However, I just really feel like Vale is lacking accountability here, because in my personal opinion, like, it's like if somebody was throwing shade at me, like if they were calling me a chismoso on the internet and be like, damn, that fool has a big ass mouth, like, I'm never gonna run up on somebody and be like, whoa, were you saying I got a big ass mouth? Because I know I got a big ass mouth. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not gonna do that, because I know at the end of the day, if somebody were to be calling me a chismoso or a gossiper or whatever, I'd be like, well, yeah, I am. You know what I mean? So it's really not that deep. So I feel like her being called a deadbeat mom, it's like, yeah, like, girl, people wouldn't call you a deadbeat mom if you weren't a deadbeat mom. So how about you like do a little bit of self-realization here and actually change your character, change your behavior, and become a better parent? I don't know, just a little food for thought, okay? Anyways, y'all, after this, of course, people had to talk about this, meaning Wendy. She did go on a live stream and she was talking about it. I'm gonna have to bleep like so much of it because she was like cussing so much. I don't know. I feel like in this situation, you know what's kind of crazy is I feel like obviously Vale was a little bit outnumbered, but y'all, I never realized that Vale was tall. Like, I was like looking at that clip right there and I was like, oh my gosh, because a lot of people were saying like, oh, like, people were saying that Wendy was acting more tough than, you know, she normally would have because her sister was there. I keep it real with you guys. I don't know too much about Wendy's like content like that. I've seen more of Vale's content before, so I know that Vale is a scrapper and I know that she'll throw it down. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if Wendy is like that. So people were like, oh, she's acting big, bad, and tough because her sister was there, which I, you know, could see that too. But I seen her. I have not seen a clip of Vale talking about like the fight after. So this clip that you guys are going to see right now is from Wendy's live and her talking about the situation. And I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I'm curious to like, you know, because obviously I don't know too much about her. Do you guys feel like she's obviously having this like big, bad, and tough energy because she obviously is 1, more popular, 2, more liked, 3, like, you know, she has plenty of friends and family around her, as to where Vale don't really got nobody? Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like at the end of the day, it's kind of like, well, girl, like, would you have been, you know, acting like this if that were the case? Because honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys, okay? A lot of people say that when it comes down to fighting, like, size doesn't make a difference. I firmly like disagree in that, because I really do feel like when you are bigger like that, 1, your arms extend further. Do you know what I'm saying? 2, you weigh more. 3, you're gonna have more power. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just kind of like, I don't get why people are saying that. But anyway, check out this clip right here.
And I'm not ever gonna apologize for it. You're a deadbeat mom. You left your kids, and you might have kicked me, but at least I've seen my kids. At least my beautiful Valentina knows who I am. Your kids have no idea who you are. Your baby daddy hates you. His whole family hates you. Your kids probably hate you. And all you're worried about is some parties and some dick. Please go worry about your kids. They miss you. They don't know who you are.
There y'all saw Wendy going off on her and doubling down and calling her a deadbeat and saying that she won't apologize for it, which I'm so sorry, y'all. Like, I'm not even trying to be shady. Like, I really am not, okay? Because I hate that there's this, like, whole negative mindset, I feel like, of people. Like, look, at the end of the day, however you perceive something, that's the way you're going to perceive it. So if I were to get onto the internet and say, oh, I kind of feel like Vale is a deadbeat mom, like, you guys could be like, damn, you're a shady bitch. That's grimy, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, well, the proof is there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, is it really being that shady? Is it really talking shit if it's a fact? Like, that's where things start to get, I feel like, kind of convoluted and misconstrued, because really, like Wendy's saying right there, like, I'm not going to apologize for that. I would be the same way. Like, if Vale ever talks shit to me for calling her a deadbeat mom, I'd be like, girl, one, am just stating a fact. Two, I'm not even trying to be shady. Three, I wouldn't be calling you a deadbeat mom if you weren't a deadbeat mom. Do you know what I'm saying? And here's where I have to say, if you guys have been keeping up with like Vale's whole situation, have some accountability, is knowing that you completely ditched your kids, like dead ass, left them in Texas, came over to LA, and she's never seeing her kids. You know what I'm saying? It's like, at least Brianna Olsen has like a schedule to see her kid, and has, even though, yes, it's like, how do you say it? Like, how do you call it? Oh my gosh. Why can't I think of the damn word right now? I'm literally having a brain fart if like somebody has to watch, monitored. It's like monitored or whatever, but at least she like has a schedule. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, Vale's over here like never really even seeing her kids like that, and doesn't really seem like she has a plan to like, be fully in their life. So I'm so sorry, but based upon from everything that we have seen on the internet, okay, and I will of course go ahead and leave a little sliver of doubt there just in case there is some things that we don't know, but from everything that we've seen on the internet, like, she looked like a shitty mom. Do you know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, that's just the fact. So I don't know. I'm just one of those people that I feel like it's not talking shit if it's true. Do you know what I mean? Like I said earlier, if somebody were to ever say I'm a gossiper or a big mouth or I'm fat, whatever, I'm like, okay, all those things are true. Like, I'm not going to get pressed about it because it's true. It's true. So why am I going to get mad about something that is true? But I probably have a different mindset on this. And I don't know, I'm a firm believer in accountability and being self-aware and realizing your flaws and realizing, things about yourself. Because at the end of the day, yeah, people can say all these things about you, but if it's true, it's up to you to obviously make that change. And I'm like, if Vale doesn't realize that she's a deadbeat mom, then whoa, shit, I think we may have a bigger problem at hand here, because she may have a case of the delusions, y'all. I'm just keeping it real, okay? Anyways, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.